Hiya! So today it is Tuesday and I am in the garden, obviously, and I am off today. I've got an extra day off. Sometimes I like to take a wee Tuesday off, so working a 4-day week this week, so that is good. But I thought I would come out in the garden because we're on the 25th of February and I haven't actually had a proper look around to see what's going on. Hopefully today I'm going to get a few things done. Yesterday I was off, but I had a day off where I was, you know, one of those days where you're just running around, and every time I went out in the garden I had to come back in and do something else. So I shall let you have a wee look. Obviously it's only February, so there isn't a great deal going on, but hopefully we'll see some new things. I'll spin you around. So this is the entrance part into the side garden, and just look what has came up in my little bath. How cute. So I am not pulling that out. I am more than happy that that little person is there, so hopefully it might even multiply. And this was the skimmia that I brought home. It had been at the cemetery in a pot for ages and ages, and I think it got a bit stressed, so it's still not looking amazing, but hopefully I'll put a wee bit of effort into maybe bringing that back to health this year. Look at all this honesty that's grown. I didn't sow any of these ones. It's grew right into my pile where I put all my twigs and things that need to go away to the dump. But that is something that I'm very happy about. Those twigs that are pointing up, that's lilies, so hopefully they're going to come back. Let me see. This one, we've still got the hydrangea cutting. Well, it's not a cutting anymore, it's about 3 foot high, and it's got some new growth on it, which is happy. And more honesty, self-seeded again, there and down there. And azalea that is looking really pretty. That'll be a nice bit of colour here just in a couple of months. And the climbing rose that I have pruned, and hopefully I'll get a bit more blooms off it this year. And there's a little Rebecca down here. It'd be nice if that got a bit bigger. I don't know if it's sunny enough along this end, but we'll soon find out. And oh look, we've got some mascara coming up. You can see the little head of it there. I think that's more of it here. And then we've got some Achillea. That's a really pale pink, which was really pretty, and it started seeding itself around, so I am happy about that as well. The blue spire salvia looks like it's got a little bit of new growth, because I wasn't sure if that would winter over, and I'm glad it did because it was quite pricey. And what I've now found out is I think it's like a box leaf honeysuckle. For the longest time I thought it was jasmine, but I'm pretty sure it is honeysuckle. It doesn't really flower very much here because it is shaded, especially at this time of year. And we've got a heuchera there that hopefully come back to full health again. It usually looks really scraggly, so wee foxglove. Not so many foxgloves this year, so oh no, there's one over the back as well, just in front of that old allium. And the lavender's come through nicely again. I've got my coffee here, haha, keep me cozy. Over here we've got the Queen of Sweden rose, and I'm not going to trim that. Like, I was going to take that wee brown bit off, but I'm not, because I was watching Laura on Garden Answer, and her mum was speaking about her roses, and she said she waits because she doesn't like, if you take it down too low and then that black seeps down, then you could lose the plant. So I'm going to leave it for now. So that was good advice, I think. That looks like it might be allium or something coming up just in front of that allium head, because that looks like an old stalk. So there's something coming up there. More Achillea, Astilbe. I don't think I've got any new growth yet. Hopefully not lost that. Look at this little pot that I got. Got it from my favourite garden centre, and it was reduced to $4.99. It's lovely, isn't it? And there's still some forget-me-nots in here too, and I think that's a Veronica right there, because I know that I split it and put it around, but I keep taking pictures of these things and putting it in my app, and it comes up that it's some sort of weed, so I'm really hoping it's not. And then this is my arborescens Invincible Spirit hydrangea here that my daughter got me last year, so I'm really excited for that one this year. I'll go round the other side, and along here got more self-seeded Honesty. I am so happy about that, and this year I'm going to try and be really careful and save the seed pods. Bird bath is definitely needing a clean out. Right, let me see. So we have some Honesty over here. There's foxgloves, feverfew. I think that's more Honesty over there, and a couple of foxgloves either side. Oh, the bleeding heart is coming back. You can see that right next to a foxglove. And then where all these wee twigs are, that is lilies. Be good if they came back too. And these little green plants are Sweet William that I planted just a few weeks ago. They should hopefully be quite strong because they've been growing since last year. So hopefully they've been getting stronger and stronger. The lady's mantle, I really need to cut this back now, but there's definitely new growth. And this is a little geum. I can't even remember putting this one in, but I think I did. Obviously I did. Oh, look! Wow! We have some new growth here and here. Oh! I don't know, is that allium or is it lily? It's hard to tell. I feel like it was lilies, but then there's alliums in here too, so I don't know. And a great help. Some echinops here, and there's some more Rebecca just over there at the back. Oh, and this I did notice. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. This Japanese anemone, which will obviously flower late summer, there's new growth on that, but there's also, I notice like it's spreading out a little bit, which I know that these have a tendency, I've spoken to a few people and they're like, oh, it's going to be all over your garden. I mean, obviously I don't want it all over my garden, but if it spreads a bit, I'm really happy because it's a gorgeous plant. And then that's just, I was pruning back the hydrangea, so there's some bits that I thought I'll just stick them in the ground and see how they do. And there's more forget-me-nots, and this is a sweet rocket, which is Hesperus, and there's more here. This actually flowered last year, but when I cut it back it still looks healthy, so hoping that that's going to flower again. And there's another foxglove. There's plenty of foxgloves over this side. And then this is my blue moon rose. It's been all pruned, and I'm sure in round about here there's a few bulbs, but there's nothing poking up yet. Now in this wee area just here is, that's a Physocarpus tiny vine, and it looks like we've got some, oh wait, so this rose bush, that's Vanessa Bell with a bit of rubbish in beside it. Honestly, the amount of rubbish that seems to blow into my garden is unbelievable. There's some new growth here that looks like it might be alliums coming up. I think there's Christophii in this one, in this border. And in here, exciting stuff. Peony. You see the little red bits? It's new growth. I got 3 flowers off of that last year because it's a new plant. I'm trying to drink my coffee and my hair is going in my mouth. Now over this side as well, there's Cineraria, which I think is still looking okay, so I'll cut that back probably. And geums, there's three geums. 1, 2, 3. They all need, I think they need cut back, but I've never had them before. But it looks like that scraggly growth could do with going. There's more foxgloves in here as well, look. And some wallflower, they're looking really healthy. And there's a couple of echinops in beside the hydrangea. Hopefully they'll get enough sun here. A limelight hydrangea just here. And then the ivy climbing up the wall and the fence. Now there's more echinops over here and feverfew. And right here we've got a clematis and a wee climbing rose that was a cutting. I've just plonked it in here, so hopefully that might do something. I'm not sure about this clematis, if I should have cut it back further. We'll soon find out. More feverfew, and there's some crocosmia in here as well. More echinops, little narcissi, or narcissi, and there's foxgloves in here as well, and bulbs. Now there was some lilies in here too, and I was sort of pruning off the dogwood, so I've just put one in here, the green one, along with a little pruning of the hydrangea, and then I've put the red dogwood one in there. We'll see if they do anything, I don't know. And then wait and see if we get some. Now this one is coming up right next to an old stalk, and I'm not sure what it is. When I'm putting it in my app, it's saying it's a weed, but I'm scared to take it out. I can't remember. Now these ones are primula. There's one over there, and I think that might be one there. They look a bit like, they remind me a bit of the foxgloves, so it's hard to tell. And the green dogwood here. Right, I'm going to take you over to the patio, I think, and show you. I've got a few pots and things that I've been planting up. Now I'm trying not to show you the broken fence. It's still broken. We've not had a chance to repair it yet, but hopefully this week at some point. It's trying to get days where we're both off together. So anyway, in these pots here, we've got some tangerine tulips, and then there's hyacinths and crocus in this one, and they look like they're coming up great. At the back, that's an echinacea, which I always seem to struggle with echinacea for some reason, but it looks like there's a tiny bit of green coming back right there. And then I got a bare root rhubarb, and I've wanted rhubarb in my garden for years, so that'll be good. Now this pot's needing filled up. There's hosta in here, and this wee stand I got from B&M for like £2.99, and I'm going to get a couple more for the other hostas, because obviously, as everybody knows, the slugs absolutely munch on them. excuse my wee broken table. It's very weathered. So under here, this is red hot pokers, and there's a pink astilbe bare root in here. I'd be telling a lie if I told you what was in there. I'm not entirely sure. It actually might be a... I don't know if it's an echinacea. I don't think... I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. And then in here we've got some liatris bulbs. There's no sign of anything yet. And then, excuse the bottle at the back, it's some lavender that our winter sowed probably last year. So we've got tulips and hyacinths and crocus in this one. And these are all new bulbs, so hopefully we'll get a good show off of them. And then we've got this hydrangea that, oh yeah, there's a little bit new. It didn't do very much last year because I sort of moved it about and everything. It's definitely needing more dirt in there. This pot, I don't know if I'm holding out much hope because we're only in February and look at the leaves. And this is tulips from last year. And I think tulips can struggle anyway. I think there's some daffodils in there too. But I know that tulips can struggle. And just look at this. Big leaves. I'm not going to pull them out, but it's like one leaf. Hopefully the other ones will get some. I'd seen a video where it said to feed the bulbs, so a couple of weeks ago I did put some tomato feed for flowers, so hopefully it would encourage more like flowers this year again. And I think that's maybe what's happened with these leaves because they've just went massive. So I really hope that I get something. Now this one here is alliums and anemones, and plenty of wee alliums coming up, and they're like a dusty pink. I think they're called Rosy Dream. And then there's one wee, I think what's an anemone. I've never grew them before, so it could be wrong, but I think it's a wee anemone. And then in this one here we've got crocuses and tangerine tulips coming up. Is it just tangerine or is there other kinds? Let me see. Yeah, it just says tangerine tulips and crocus. So it's nice to see a bit of colour. The only thing is I think it's been so wet that a lot of these were just flopping over. Like that one there. Quite quickly. But let's hope that we get a nice show of especially the tulips. I'm excited for them. It's just lovely to see a nice wee bit of colour. They're so cute. And then this is a little honeysuckle cutting that I took last year. It's looking nice and healthy, I think. Now the wheelbarrow, these are all new as well. They're really coming up now since the last time. And they are pink and purple mix tulips. Let's not look at the broken fence. We were out looking at it yesterday to see how to fix it, so hopefully we'll get that done ASAP. In this big blue pot I had planted anemones as well, but it seems like an awful lot of wasted space for them, but we'll wait. I think this is a magnolia little tree. There's a couple of wee bits of growth. Sorry, it's hard to focus today. And then a lot of these in here I have no idea, although I do see that I've got some ranunculus that I need to do something with. And these were just bulbs that I found lying around that obviously, you know, when you dig them up and you put them aside. And then these things here are all lilies, I'm sure. You can see some poking up already. And in here something poking up in here as well. I'm not sure, but do lilies come up red? Because they look very sort of pinky red. We'll soon find out. Now this one here next to my potting bench, excuse the mess, I'm coming out to try and organise this later. These ones are coming back from last year as well. There was a total mix in here. There was red ones, there was darker ones, there was like cream ones that looked like lilies, yellow ones as well I think. So I've gave them a little bit of tomato feed and they don't seem too bad. I take it these must be coming off the wee bulbets or whatever you call them. You know, the wee tiny ones that grow side by side. And we've got more wee bulbs coming up. I've totally forgot what's in here, so it's going to be a complete surprise. And I'll go over to the back border and let you see that as well. Actually, I thought we'd come quickly over to the side, the sort of border at the back of the wall. Still got some snapdragons, which I'm hoping they're looking fairly good, so I'm not going to cut them down yet. And a raspberry plant in here, well, 2 raspberry plants to be fair. And then in here where I had nothing coming up at all the last time, definitely got some bulbs coming up here and down here, and there's more poking through. And then I had put alliums along the wall, so they look like they're starting to come up. I think things struggle in here because it's on a slope. I'm going to try and like build this area up a little bit. I'll let you see. Yeah, so that's obviously up a bit higher and then it comes down here. So I was thinking about this year maybe just building this up ever so slightly so it's not on so much of a run. And beside here, I think I'm going to, there's fern that come up here, and although I think they're technically weeds, I love them. So I'm not going to do anything there, but I think here I might just make that border and have it coming down. New planting would be good. And the big hydrangea again, and it's getting new growth. I've pruned off most of the old flowers, but there's still some. And the Annabelle looks like it's swelling up a little bit, the wee nodes. And the little hellebores at the back. I love them. And this is the Physocarpus Dark Gold. There's a wee leaf coming just at the back. And the lupin, that was grown from seed probably about either last year or year before. I might take some cuttings off of these actually. Everything's still a bit tired in here, but I do love this area. The Hebe is getting big. That stayed like small for so long. And then we've got the Jack of Diamonds that was a bare root, the Brunnera, just here, looking really nice. Oh my goodness, it looks like it's got a tiny flower. Can you see that? And in here, I'm sure this is Veronica at the back, although it looks like we're getting some nettles again, so I'm going to have to try and get those out before they take over. This euonymus is terrible, it never grows. It's probably the conditions, because this is really not a great bit. It's covered in roots and stones and everything. More hellebores. And this is the echinacea pot, and there's definitely some new growth here. I'll probably not put anything else in here this year, because last year I put in lobelia with it and the lobelia just took over. It was gorgeous, but it didn't leave much for the echinacea, I don't think. More honesty that's seeded itself again. And then down here the little pottery man has fell off and broke up, but there's definitely more bulbs here. Sorry, it keeps going out of focus so bad today. So we've got Aquilegia. I think this is Veronica. Again, this is the one that I'm not sure about. That it keeps coming up that it's a weed, and it seems to have quite a strong root in it, but I'm scared in case it's Veronica. I don't want to just rip it out in case it is Veronica. And these were the seedlings that had self-seeded, and I've moved them. So this is Brunnera, so this will be off this big silver, well it's not big yet, but the silver heart Brunnera, which is stunning. And I was trying to find that to buy and I couldn't find it again. So happy days that we have little seedlings. So there's one here and a little one here. And as you can see, there's plenty of bulbs coming up in here. I put some Sweet William in this bit. And there's Heuchera. Not sure what one that is. I think that one at the back is Palace Purple. And then this one's Lime Marmalade. And then we have some Feverfew. And these wee grasses, they're the blue grass. And then we've got another Feverfew. And then over here we've got some foxgloves, but I don't think we're going to have to dig all this out to get... There's a broken, the posts all broke, so it needs to get dug out so we can fix it. So probably just ignore this area. Seems to be getting a lot of weeds coming up now, so I need to get on top of that before they get too bad. But over here, if you can see, just in front of the gorgeous hellebore, we have quite a few wee bulbs coming up. I can't see any alliums coming up in here yet. Oh no, there's maybe one just over there. Hopefully they'll come back because they're gorgeous. Little fairy, she gets surrounded by the crocosmia. My dad's little wheelbarrow, it's just breaking up or breaking down gradually, and it'll just stay there until it does. Sad, but in the pot at the back we have Hosta, and there's a Honesty that's seeded there too, and I love this area with the ivy. The little trike, can you see that? My dad made that as well. Oh, and the wishing well, let you see. I need to try and paint it this year and see if I can salvage it a little bit. He was very talented, my dad. He was he was in the Navy, and then when he came out of the Navy he was a mechanic for cars and lorries and things, and quite the expert with diesel and everything, but he really enjoyed woodwork and he was always doing something. At one point he was going to build a boat, but time and everything just didn't allow for that, unfortunately. Anyway, we've got some Feverfew that you can barely see just in front of the ivy. Now I think that that is probably just about it for today, although I am going to pot on some snapdragon seedlings because they're looking nice and healthy, and so far they haven't died, so I think it might be a good idea to get them sorted out. Anyway, bye for now.